Hello folks, I'm here today with the Mercedes eCitan. It's a small electric L1 van. Shares quite a lot with the Nissan Townstar, the Renault e-Kangoo, but obviously it does come with a more premium badge. Got a WLTP range of 176, but in my experience, when I've had the thing charged to 100%, it's been showing more like 126 miles of range on the dash. It is capable though of 75 kilowatt hour charging, which is not too bad. That gets you from 10 to 80% in 38 minutes. We've also got 122 horsepower on tap and 245 Newton meters of torque and a payload of about half a ton. That's allowing for a driver of 75 kilos. Let's have a look in the back. So let's have a look how big this £34,000 plus VAT little van is. Well, in short, it's a bit bigger than the outgoing model. 1.8 metre load length in here, nice bed liner, easy access through the side door or the big double rear doors. And really in terms of that storage capacity, as long as you can cope with that 500 kilo payload, it does all you need it to do. As I said, this van's not particularly cheap, starts at 34,000 plus VAT. If you go up to premium spec, you're looking at about 38 plus VAT. It does come with a ton of standard spec, like it really is well spec'd. We've got Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, although it is wired. We've got Bluetooth, we've got sat nav. The little MIB infotainment system here, although it's quite a small screen, it's only a 7-inch screen, it's really very good, quite responsive, nice and bright, does everything you need it to, and it's a bit better than you would expect in this kind of commercial vehicle, if we're being honest. The steering wheel is straight from the Mercedes-Benz parts catalogue, so it's the same steering wheel you're going to get on some really quite expensive passenger cars. Again, not something you expect to find in a little commercial. As for the rest of the switchgear, it's really a mixture of their own parts and things that have been sort of borrowed from the Renault e-Kangoo and Nissan Townstar that are right across the range. But generally, this feels very premium for a little van, I must say. The seats are extremely comfortable. There's also a decent lumbar support. It is manual, but a really decent lumbar support on this, which is quite important for probably a lot of people using vans that are lifting heavy objects, spending a lot of time in the van all day. A decent lumbar support is something that you don't always get in cars, let alone in a little commercial. Now the glove box is a little bit naff. This, like many French cars, is sort of designed to be primarily left-hand drive. So that means the fuse box is over there. In the right-hand drive cars, they don't move it. So half of your glove box is taken up by that fuse box. It just feels a little bit lazy, if I'm being honest. If you've watched any of my videos before, you'll know how much physical dials and knobs delight me. No difference with that here. We've actually got proper aircon controls. You've got a volume wheel up here for the stereo, another sort of rocker switch there for the volume. There are also a couple of haptics on the steering wheel, but we can forgive those because primarily we're looking at proper physical buttons. We've got heated seats, we've got a heated steering wheel, we've got park assist. This has got plenty of spec, folks. I don't know if there's anything else on the market that comes with quite so much standard spec in this class. The safety equipment's also plentiful. You've got active brake assist, traffic sign recognition, blind spot assist, crosswind assist. There's loads of it. It's stacked. So what's this thing like to drive when you actually get it out onto the road? Well, the easiest way to describe it, I guess, is car-like. It doesn't feel like you're driving a van. I think it's really helped by the fact it's got the electric powertrain. I mean, this car is identical, this van, there you go, I called it a car. This van is identical to the diesel version. It's just got a different powertrain, and it really suits this one because you don't get any of the fatigue you get from driving a rattly diesel van. You get to the end of a long journey and your ears aren't ringing, you haven't got the shakes. It's just easy. It gets up to national speed limit with absolutely no bother whatsoever and is more than happy to cruise along the dual carriageway at 60 miles an hour. It's just a breeze. In terms of the handling, it's nice and sharp and responsive. It's a little bit firm at times, but not especially so. And it's not bouncy like some vans, particularly an unladen van. You know, you're sometimes going along in them like this. This has none of that. It is extremely car-like. You get a little bit of rumble from the tyres and obviously a little bit of rumble coming from that big cavernous empty cabin back there. But compared to a diesel van, it's nothing. And this really is a nice driving experience. I can't say I've had too many vans for review where I've actually looked forward to going out and using it as a car. You know, if you want to go to B&Q and load the thing up with timber or something, brilliant. But if you want to run to the shops in it, you think, oh, I've got a van this week. Not the case with this. I actually look forward to driving it. I think that enjoyment's also helped by the fact that it is so well equipped and it is so comfortable. When you've got a seat that's really supportive on your back, and you've got your Apple CarPlay on tap and a really nice information system, you've got decent aircon, you know, you've got all the creature comforts, you've got a reversing camera. All these creature comforts really, I don't know, they just make life more easy for you. And at the end of the day, I think that's a big part of how you sort of really determine your like or dislike of a vehicle, how easy it is to live with. And this one is. Now, the downsides of an electric van are probably clear. You know, you have a little less payload than you would in a diesel. You don't have as much range, but a van of this size, a lot of people are going to be using it locally. And if you're able to charge from home, you know, you can run it for next to nothing, even though it's going to cost you a lot more to buy. There are also obviously tax benefits with getting yourself into an electric vehicle. Talk to your accountant about that, particularly if you've got a limited company. So there are lots of write-offs you can do. But that claimed WLTP range of 170 odd miles seems to be a bit of a work of fiction. Driving this round unladen, probably getting 125. And probably if you had a full load on it, that would drop fairly significantly. So I wouldn't suggest this for someone that's doing long motorway runs every day, unless you're happy to publicly charge, you know, when you get to your destination every day. On the public charging front, you know, it is doing 10 to 80% in under 40 minutes on a fast charger, which is not terrible. 75 kilowatt hour charging is fairly decent. It'd be nice if obviously it could take 100, 150, but we have to remember we are in a commercial vehicle and they often, you know, don't get the latest technology that you find in passenger cars. But I think it is competitive, and yeah, it's not going to be for everyone, the electric version. I haven't driven the diesel version to give you a direct comparison, but I think we've all probably been in enough diesel vans to know what to expect. You're still going to get that great specification, you're still going to get this nice interior, so that's going to have a lot of things going for it as well. But for me, the electric drivetrain really makes this thing stand out because it just makes it effortless. I think overall, if you can live with the range, if you can live with the payload limitations, and you can live with the punchy price tag, this little van is one of the best in its class. It's really car-like to drive. It's actually fun to drive it. And you can't say that about too many vans. You come out of it without any kind of fatigue, and it's just a joy to be in. Now, I've saved perhaps one of the most impressive things about this eCitan until right at the end of the review. That's that it comes with an 8-year, 100,000 mile warranty. That's mightily impressive. What do you think of the Mercedes eCitan? Let us know in the comments. Please give the video a thumbs up. Please subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you soon.